The good stuff comes in.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, it was one of those good benders, you know? I feel like when you get blacked out drunk with your girlfriend, your lady, it's more like or more romantic, you know? You don't wake up in the morning like, "Oh my god,
It's more
what
romantic.
what did I
Well,
do?"
you don't have to wake up in the morning and say these words. What did I do?
Yeah, literally. You're like, "Oh, we just like talked, walked around, held hands in the city, you know?" It's like,
Skinny content?
oh no, she's not a big content lady, which is kind of funny. I feel like people like always like, oh, does your girlfriend like have like a social media too? I'm like she's not like a hermit. Like she has like
She's
Instagram,
not a
TikTok,
hermit.
you know. It's not like she's like homeschooled or something, but no, she doesn't. It's not
Fantastic.
very like doesn't like to be on like well, we've tried to get her and stuff before.
My wife's the same way. Like you'll very rarely see my wife in my videos. It's just not her thing. And Rob's wife, same thing. Like they're behind the scenes, you
Yeah,
know.
I can tell when Rob like he'll FaceTime. His wife doesn't even want to be in the FaceTime.
No, no, yeah,
He
very much
doesn't want
so.
to be
Very
like
much
anywhere.
so. Yeah, like when
Yeah.
you meet, so you guys will meet my wife next week. Like my wife and Rob's wife, very similar. Like behind the scenes people, very reserved, kind of quiet, but at the end of the day, like beat the living piss out of Rob and I, which is awesome.
Yeah, no. I think it's good to have.
Yeah,
Like I
you can't have
back.
someone that's like you because otherwise you drive each other fucking crazy.
Yeah, there'd be no baseline. You'd have
Someone
some
has
sort
to
of
be in
thing where it brings
control.
some
Yeah,
some like,
someone has to bring it
refresh
back
the
to normal.
meaning a little
Dude,
bit.
the cooking videos of like your mom telling you to get a job, those are fucking dope.
Yeah,
Dude, those are great.
oh my god, my
My
mom
mom
hated
was
it.
on my ass about getting a job, and I'm like, why would I do that? That's LinkedIn sucks.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to get into more just get used to talking to the camera because I want to get into like stand up and stuff like that now that we have I don't know, we're thinking about other stuff to do outside of just making memes and funny little videos in Chris's bedroom, which is awesome. It's fun. We're still gonna keep doing that. But that's why like, podcasts, stuff like that, like which we appreciate you coming on because these are kind of new avenues we want to get into.
Cool, man. Cool, man. What you guide me. What do you want to talk about? Anything? Next
Yeah,
week,
I'd love
life,
to
what
hear a
you
little
tell
more
me.
about because I feel like we always talk. We're always talking about pitch lift stuff like that. I feel like I don't really know much about what's going on in your like thing outside of pitch lift. So honestly, I'd love to hear a little more about it. Like what kind of stuff's going on in recent weeks.
I mean, so the funny thing is, everything I do, I mean, similar to Rob, but everything I do is tied up in this ecosystem of startups. So everything I touch, everything I do, and it wasn't always that way, but it's developed that way over the last, I'm going on almost 9 years. I'll be doing this 9 years this month, actually. I left corporate life 9 years ago. So I'm no longer a corporate dude, 9 years removed. And it's like this really, you guys familiar with the flywheel? So there's a flywheel and everything I do just spins around this weird circle and I'm in the center. And what I mean by that is, um, you guys know me for Pitch Lift, which is really top of funnel for Rob and I to meet interesting founders that we could work with either in dilutive capital that I do or non-dilutive that Rob does with venture debt. So that's great. But then that gets me access to founders that are like, hey, you were really cool at the Pitch Lift. You helped me. That's dope. Shit, you help founders raise money. You've raised $1 billion. For, I'm doing a raise. Can you help me? So then it goes into my consulting business, which is Hands on Angel. So now I get consulting clients to help them put capital raises together. Well, when I'm doing a capital raise for a client, I take it to friends of mine like Rob and others that invest in startups. And we do put the round together. Well, then I go, well, this startup's dope. And if I'm bringing it to friends of mine, their first question is going to be, well, Steve, if we do the round, are you going to come in? So I participate in the round. So now I become an investor in the company. So that's the third leg of the stool. So now I've done the pitch lift to put them at top of funnel. I've done consulting work to help them build their round. Now I'm an investor in their round. And then what happens is there are friends and vendors, service providers, like some of our sponsors for the pitch lift and others that are like, Steve, you get access to thousands of founders. We'd love to sell our products and services to those companies. Some of them are marketing agencies, some of them are financial companies, etc. And I was referring a lot of this business to them over the years, and a couple of them came to me a couple years ago, and they're like, "Do you know what the closing percentage is on the leads you send us?" I go, "I don't know." They go like 90%. Like we close like 9 out of 10 deals you send us because when you send us to us, they're just teed up and they're so perfect They're like, oh, Steve said you could help us with this, this, and this. We should just do business. Send me a contract. They're like, so instead of fucking buying Facebook ads and doing Google ads, why don't we just pay you a percentage of the deal for every deal you send us? You'll just become a lead channel. We'll pay you a referral fee. I'm like, dope, awesome. So that became another channel. So now I've got top of funnel with the pitch lift. I've got consulting deals, which become investment deals. Then I've got the service providers that I partner with that want access to those deals I'm in. And then it just becomes this endless loop. And then founders that I help do the capital raise tell other founders, oh, you're doing a capital raise? We got this fucking awesome dude, Steve Walsh, we work with that helped us with this capital raise. Oh, and he does this great event called the Pitch Lift, and he's got these great service providers. And it just becomes this endless loop of shit going around me. And I'm just sitting at the center like the puppet master, like moving pulling all the strings. And it's all, the best part is, it's all above board. Like everybody knows what I'm doing, because at the end of the day, the person who benefits the most isn't me. It's the founders I work with. They're the ones that get the capital. They're the ones that go to the events. They're the ones that need the service providers. And I get them a deal that the service provider will give them a better deal than they could get on their own because they know me. So the founder's like, you do free events. You help me raise venture capital. You invest in my company. You get me great deals with companies that I want to do business with. This is dope. Can you just do more of this? And it ends up, and then they just refer me to other founders. And as I do more of this and the more founders I meet, the more deals I get, it just becomes this flywheel that just spins really, really fast. And the service providers refer me to founders. Founders refer me to other service providers. And then service providers say, oh, I've got another company we work with. They should be a sponsor of yours, a sponsor of the Pitch Lift. And then everyone's like, Steve, you should do a newsletter. I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay, I'll do a newsletter. So I spun up a newsletter like 3 months ago that now has 1,000 subscribers. All the subscribers, just all the founders I work with and all the service providers that have big audiences that want to hear from me every 2 weeks about what's going on in Startup Land. So I have a newsletter called the Funding Accelerator, which is just the Fundraising Fast Track, which is just a newsletter to help founders figure out how to fundraise. But it's all tied. I don't try to do anything that isn't in my wheelhouse, which is how do I help funders and founders meet each other, grow faster, and have an impact. That's it. And Techstars is the same thing. I do the mentor and resident stuff with Techstars. I've been doing that for 4 years. Again, I just get access to every Techstars company in their ecosystem around the world. I did 7 capital review sessions yesterday with Techstars companies, just helping them get ready for pitch day, demo day, and pitching. So it's all tied. Everyone's like, you do a lot of shit, but I'm like, it's all tied under one premise, which is how can I get access and help as many founders as possible on a daily basis. So that's it, man. That's where I spend all my time. Pitch Lift is just one piece of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see how, like you said, like it is a lot. Like that was a very long explanation and very detailed explanation, but every single thing is just one after another, like you said in like the flywheel example. It's just one thing.
It's just all tied.
The next, and then it loops back around.
Think of what you guys do. I mean, you could do memes for a company. You could do other content. You could do interviews like this. It should all tie. Like whatever you guys are doing, this podcast and other things, think of it how it ties to the grander vision of what you want to become. And whether that's a media company, a service provider, it could be all of those things. How does it all tie to the bigger vision of how do we take, in your case, this audience of hundreds of millions of people that view our content, and how do we provide different things to different subsets of that audience? No different from what I'm doing.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you just like think outside looking in that other people operate differently in different industries. It kind of is. Anyone who's doing it right is probably doing everything they can to, build that flywheel, build that ecosystem they have, so they're not just focused on just one thing. They realize like, oh, these are all connecting and making the whole grand thing bigger, I guess.
And when you figure that out, Gavin, like that's when you start getting alpha. That's when you can just do a one-to-many approach. I don't know. Everyone thinks, and there was no grand plan for this. It takes time to develop this. Like the pitch lift has only happened in the last year. The service provider thing's probably about 2 or 3 years old. The angel investing's 8, 9 years old. My consulting company started 6 years ago. So it's all just been, the more stuff I've done, I've just seen opportunities. And for you guys, think of it this way. The word leverage is an underutilized thing in business. You guys have to figure out, how do I leverage everything I do? How do I leverage my content? How do I leverage that into partnerships? How do I leverage those partnerships into new brand deals? How do the brand deals get me more content? And this, all of it, all of it. Like we're doing this thing with Help Bank next week, and Help Bank's using it as their launch event. I'm using it as a way to get fucking dope content for Rob and me and you guys. And how can we draft off of Help Bank and there's 7 million viewers that Simon Squibb have, and all of a sudden get you guys and us access to a totally new audience? I'm not saying we don't want to bring value to Help Bank, but I'm like, if we don't come out of this with a leverageable asset, then shame on us.
Yeah.
The opportunity's there.
It's right in front of us, Chris. And everyone's like, how do you do that? I'm like, fucking grab a bunch of friends of ours with cameras and just film the shit out of it. There's going to be a lot of content that comes out in next week. Shame on us if we miss the opportunity.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to think of it. Like, obviously, you want the event to go good itself, but you want it to be like when this content gets cut up, edited up, and posted, people are like, why the fuck was I not there? You know, like they make it be like, this looks like the best event ever. Like, why was I not there?
You know what? People going, who are these guys? I got to spend some time with these guys. These guys are awesome. And that's it. And like the way we've gotten LA to pop right now is we're just going to all the founders that came to New York and Austin and Boston and say, can you put this to your network and tell them this is an awesome event? And like people are pinging me, can I get in? Is it full yet? I mean, we're at 275 people confirmed for the event already. We're still 5 days away. We're going to end up with over 300 people.
Is there an like to say actual timing of the event and how long it's going to take each individual person, the amount of elevators and that you have? How many people do you suspect to actually pitch?
If you ask if you ask fucking Tech Jesus, he'd be like, we could do 1,000 pitches. I'm like, okay, calm down. The most, I mean, put it this way: the most we've ever done in a night's 85. The most. Now we've only done it with two elevators in Austin. We did 100, and I think in New York we did 85. Here's the thing: it's the balloon. Every time you raise your hand, the balloons go up. Oh yeah, it's a Riverside thing. Thumbs up, and the balloons go up. Thumbs up, balloons. The way you look at it is a 3-hour event. We open doors at 7. It's going to be 30 minutes to get everybody situated, what groups they're in. So we start pitching at 7:30. If we pitch for an hour till 8:30, then we got to take the 10 winners of the 10 different groups, put them up and upload them to the software, get it to the audience, everybody votes, then we got to pick a winner, do the check. So we can probably only do actual pitches for an hour and 15 minutes tops. We're running 3 elevators for pitches. An average pitch is 30 seconds up, then 30 seconds to bring the elevator back down. So we need a minute per pitch. So that's 3 pitches per minute, 60 minutes in an hour. That's 180 pitches max.
If you're at a tight margin.
Yeah.
At a in and out, perfect. Everyone's in and out. Yeah. No elevator. And by the way, in Dallas, in Austin, one of the elevators broke, so we lost an elevator for like 30 minutes. So like, Chris, I'm with you. I think in a perfect world, 180 is the max. I think if we got to 125 to 150 pitches, it would just blow doors. It just would. Now, Rob's like, we can do more. I go, Rob, what I cannot explain, and you'll see it live next week, it's fucking chaos, man. It's just chaos. VCs show up late. VCs forget what group they're in. Founders forget what group they're in. By the way, it's on their fucking name tag. It says their name, the group number, and they still can't even fucking remember it. And I'm like, dude, it's on your chest. Can you pay attention? People show up 2 hours late and want to pitch, and we're done with pitching. Like, it's just, and Rob and I are just running around like maniacs because elevator broke. Someone didn't show up. We had New York. Someone clogged the toilet and it's overflowing and flooding the place. Like, it's just fucking chaos.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's also more than something I forget. I feel like it's more than just the pitching. Like, there's also, people are going to be hanging out around after, before. It's not like they just
we're doing
leave. Like, you got to.
No, we've got a party, food, roof deck. We were launching a tequila brand. Like, there's a lot of shit going on. We've got a huge step and repeat with all the logos, like an Instagram moment. People would take pictures and videos. Like, there's a lot.
Yeah. Where do you see, I guess, me and Chris helping out most in content wise? Like, I would think if you don't really know, I would think probably us capturing the vibes of the place probably would be more of our expertise, especially if you already have like a bunch of people doing like the videography, I assume, like in the elevator itself. But I mean, like we said, we're happy to help in any way you seem fit. But that's what we were kind of going to envision and capturing, like getting the vibe, people like the nerves of them about to go in the elevator, or like the atmosphere up top on the roof with everyone after excited, drinking, hanging out, networking, or whatever.
I think so. I actually, and again, we could chat about this when we're all together. I actually had you guys in the elevators filming. Two reasons. One, you film more fucking content than anybody and you understand how to capture it. And two, it's not a long period of time and we could still, because it's probably an hour of pitching, but then afterwards, you guys are at the party filming other content, getting the vibe, figuring out what's going on. So that was the thought process.
I love
What
it.
you don't
I
want,
have you watch the elevator. I would love it. It's also like, we will not feel like offended, obviously, if you don't need us, really.
No, I think we do need you, Gavin. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like when we take it, like last time in New York, Rob and I were in the elevators filming, which was great because we got the shot every time, and it sucked at the same time because we weren't with the founders, interacting with them and running the event. I said to Rob, I'm like, we have to host the event. If we're in the elevators or doing the filming, we're not. And even founders are like, I never saw you. I'm like, I was in a fucking elevator filming shit. So the thought process would be probably have you two and Akshita, one in each elevator, filming for an hour, and then afterwards you're at the party with us, interacting, filming. We're gonna have Ray with us, and I think Dom. Dom is going to be downstairs with Rob, filming everyone going in and just getting a quick 10 seconds. Are you ready? What are you doing? You ready for this? And then I'm going to be with Ray at the top when they come out of the elevator. Quick. So what'd you think? How was it? How did it feel? And just grabbing quick interviews with people so we can get a shit ton of content. So we'll have, the thought is at the end of this, we have content of them before they go in with Rob, content in the elevators with you guys, and then content with me when they come out, and we start splicing stories together, which could be really dope.
Yeah, dude, when me picturing you coming up someone out of the elevator, I'm thinking like, post game interview, the player has towel over their head. And it's like, how do you think you played today?
They're gonna give us the stick mic, so I'm gonna be like, "What'd you think? What did it feel like?" And all of a sudden they're fucking fried, and like the white haired dude is attacking them when they get off the elevator.
Dude, we can make a spoof just at the end once it's all over and the chaos has settled. We can do a fake one of like
someone going in,
of us walking out
like
and
pre-game.
being like,
we could do like a pregame. You could do a whole video, a pregame, like getting ready to go in the elevator and then exiting, and
like
it's like drenched in sweat.
Oh yeah, like spoof like founder, just documenting it.
Yeah,
dude, he's like stretching before he goes in the elevator, and then he gets in, he gets out, he's like soaking wet,
and he like pitches some like retarded.
You're back with the retarded again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It never left for us, honestly.
Dude, I love that. Are you guys okay if I post this because you guys are in it?
Yeah, I was about to I was like, you know what? Should probably ask.
Give a little heads up. A little heads up's good.
Yeah, no. Always good to give a little heads up. It sucks when you get in trouble for content you post,
especially if you didn't post it.
Yeah.
Before we go too far into that, I want to keep the pitch lift conversation going, but you made a comment before. I asked Gavin in the past, and I think we both might have been unsure about it. When you say I forget now who does what, but you do non-dilutive or dilutive and Rob does one or the other. Like, what does it mean to be dilutive capital or non-dilutive capital? Or
good question. So I do traditional venture. So venture capital, raising rounds on safes, priced rounds, and convertible notes. So when you think of traditional venture capital, that's what I do. What Rob does is the non-dilutive stuff: private credit funds, bank debt, and the difference is when I do a raise, founders are giving up a piece of their company. They're selling a piece of their company in exchange for equity. What Rob does is he's loaning capital for an interest rate with no equity required. But in my case, you don't pay interest on the money. In his case, you do. So it's a very different type of capital. What I'm doing is an investor might come in with $100,000 check and get 0.5% of a company. In exchange, they're going to get shares in that company. And then they're going to wait for that company to either exit or not exit, and they'll get paid at that time. In Rob's case, someone might get $1 million loan at a 14% interest rate. So they're paying 14% on that money every single month in exchange for that money. And when the loan's paid back, they're done. It could be a 6-month loan, 1-year loan, 2-year loan, etc. Think of it as a bank loan. The only difference is the people writing the loans in Rob's case are typically not banks. What he does is loans that banks won't do to early stage startups because of the risk profile. So it's private credit funds, credit agencies, venture funds, that type of stuff. So that's the major difference, Chris.
How often, when you lend a startup money like that, loan it to it, so you're not like getting any equity in the company, how often do they like fail to pay that back? I feel like that's got to happen all the
How
time.
long do they like default on that loan?
If you took a $1 million loan for 6 months, you basically have 6 months to turn $1 million into $1.25 million.
There's a risk, so that
interest racks until you default, I guess.
So that's a really good question. Like so just like with my stuff, the people doing the loan will do due diligence. They'll look at cash reserves. They'll look at how many other debts they have. In some cases, they'll ask for something called a personal guarantee, which means you, the founder, are personally guaranteeing the loan. So meaning you might have to put up your building, your house. I've seen that happen, where if their credit's not great, they might ask them to personally guarantee the loan. Like it's big time shit, man. But to answer your question, Chris, they do default. And in my give it on the dilutive side, this number is going to blow your mind. 50% of all the startups I invest in go out of business in the first 5 years. 50%.
It makes. The only reason I'm not surprised is because like I've just seen numbers online and different articles and stuff about how like especially like AI startups in specific have a higher rate of failing.
It's a high rate, but
like a bubble potentially going on right now, whatever. What everybody's starting these AI companies. I've seen that, so I guess 50% isn't that alarming, but it is pretty crazy to actually think about. But that's why the banks aren't allowing these loans, right? That's why you're finding individuals to invest in these companies. That's kind of like Shark Tank, right?
Pretty high risk. It is like
It's
people
kind of
think
like
it. People like that's nuts.
That's
Yeah.
nuts. You put up your house for.
I've got it is a little nutty. I've got you have to be a little wacky to do this. Like the risk is pretty high. There are so many other ways to make money, but in what I do, what if you could have gotten in? Like I have friends of mine that I know that invested in Uber, like first or second check into Uber at a $5 million valuation. The company's worth billions of dollars now.
Billions of
So,
dollars.
well, I mean, one of the guys that I know that I've done a bunch of investments with put 25 grand into Uber and turned it into $100 million.
That's fucking insane.
That's the unicorn right there. What do they call that?
That's
right?
the unicorn, man. And I have 67 of these things.
Right there. Golden
Yeah,
unicorn.
so I have 67 of these things. So the math tells me that of the 67, 30 something are going to zero. But the ones that win, it could be 1x, 10x, or unicorns are about 1 every 30. So I'll probably end up with at least 2 unicorns, which is $1 billion company. My biggest exit so far is 400 million. I got in a company at like 10 or $20 million valuation. It got sold at 400. So
Wow.
the bets can be huge. You just got to be careful.
Yeah, once you have this, and I feel like you said you have to be pretty wacky to do it. But I guess if you're just in that business, like you happen to just be in that business. But I feel like some people will invest in companies like this just because they have cash that they need to spend.
Absolutely, like this is the biggest piece of like the angel investment community are just rich people who are looking to diversify because they've got plenty of real estate, they've got plenty of stocks, they've got plenty of watches, they've got art. They're like, what's another asset class? Oh, startups. Happens a lot. Like I'll give you a great example. So at our event next week, we're launching a new tequila brand. So the co-founder of Clase Azul, Charles Durazo, we call him Tequila Charles. He's a friend of mine. He left Clase, which is the biggest tequila brand in the world, $1 billion company.
The one with the bell on top, right?
The one with the bell on top that goes ding. It's my favorite tequila. He left about 6 years ago. And I met him about a year and a half ago at an event at LA Tech Week, actually. And I was talking to him, I'm like, so you ever going to build another tequila brand? He's like, yeah, I'm actually going to build another luxury tequila line. I'm like, really? He's like, I'm going to call it Blended Blue agave after the blue agave plant. I go, you going to raise any money? He's like, no. I'm like, why? He goes, well, when we built Clase, the 4 founders put in $7,000 a piece of their own money, and we never raised outside capital, and it's $1 billion brand now. I'm like, that's dope. I go, but you should raise some money. He's like, I don't know. I've never raised money before for something like this. I'm a tequila guy. I don't know about doing that. I go, well, I do. So fast forward, I leave California. I have like 3 or 4 calls like this with them. And I'm like, Charles, what do you need to get the brand off the ground? Like for the first run of 1,000 cases, whatever, to get the plant up and running. He's like, $250,000. I'm like, great, let me raise that for you. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, let me go raise that money for you to do the first run. He's like, you're a fucking tech guy. Like, what? Why? What do you mean? He goes, how are you going to do that? I go, one thing you don't know about tech people. Bye, honey. We like a couple things. We like early stage companies, and we love to rip high end spirits. Like every one of my founders or my investor friends are all like raging alcoholics. They just like spirits. So literally, I convinced him to sell 8% of the company for the $250,000 at a $3 million valuation. And I went and raised the entire round from him. All from friends of mine, friends of Rob's too. Like I've got the cap table is just filled with like 20 of my friends. And literally the pitch to them, Gavin, was this. Do you like tequila? I love tequila. Do you like Clase Azul? Yeah, the one with the bell. Yeah, I love that one. Why? I'm starting a tequila company with the co-founder of Clase Azul, and we're doing a round. Minimum's 10,000. Do you want to come in? Yeah, great. I'm in. 10,000, 20,000. Fuck it. Whatever. Great. Awesome. That was it. Like, that's how we raised the whole round. And we're launching the brand at the Pitch Lift in LA. The first run of the tequila just got done last week, and he's doing samplings at our event next week. Charles is going to be there. The brand will be there. It's fucking awesome. But that's how we did it. And to your point, Gavin, these people weren't sophisticated investors. They were friends of mine that loved tequila, had a little bit of spare cash. They're like, it's 10 grand. Who gives a fuck? Like if it works, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. But if it works, I'm in a company super early with the co-founder of Clase Azul. Maybe he can do it again. That was it.
That's fucking so cool.
Yeah, it's like previous success. He's in the same business. It's the likeliness of him succeeding is a lot higher than a random startup too.
That's true.
That one specific investment has like you could have like statistical data on him actually being successful because he did it.
You know what it is, Chris? It's also got cachet. It just does. Like every one of the investors were like, how fucking cool would it be to start a tequila company with the co-founder of Clase Azul? Like, this is dope.
It sounds cool. It felt cool to like tell people that someone I know knows the person who started Clase.
Yeah.
So, like, and that just, and people
it feels
like,
cool
oh,
to be
sick.
like, we're gonna meet.
And when you guys meet him,
yeah, I'm like, hey, you see that fucking Clase Azul bottle right there?
I know the guy who created
I don't know him yet, but I think we're gonna shake his hand one day.
I tell you this though, when you meet him, he's fucking out there. He is like this is a true statement. Rob goes, this is a dope statement. There is only one thing that Charles could do in his life, and it's start tequila brands because he's not qualified to do anything else. Like when you meet him, he's just. So I'll give you an example. On a Sunday at noon, he sends me a picture around Halloween time of him in a Zorro cape. You know, at the supermarkets when you were kids, the little hobby horses outside, you could pay 10 cents to ride, or like the little, him sitting on a fucking hobby horse with a Zorro cape and a mask on a Sunday in California. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's who we're investing in.
That just happens all the time.
Either the company's gonna fucking skyrocket or he's gonna literally die with it. Like captain goes down with the ship kind of dude. Right there.
Yeah. Like literally, he calls me. He's because the guys we got to do the tequila in Mexico, we got the distillery that Clase was first done in. We got the master blender that did the first blend of Clase to do the blend for us here. And he's calling me. He's in Guadalajara, and he's like, "Steve, you and Rob have to come down to Guadalajara with me." He goes, "Oh, hang on, Steve. Hang on like 10 seconds." He comes back. He goes, "All right, we're okay." I go, "What happened?" He goes, "I'm on my iPhone, and when you're down in Mexico, they think when you have an iPhone, that means you're rich, so you might get kidnapped. So you got to like duck in alleys and stuff." I'm like, "Okay, I'm definitely not coming with you on the next trip."
Duck in alleys because you have a fucking iPhone. That's ridiculous.
How do you invest in like? Is he gonna raise more money, or is he just like
He might. We could take like what we said is we raised I think 250. He would take up to 400 if the right person came in or came along. He doesn't want to raise a ton. He doesn't need a ton because what happens is
doesn't want to give away too much percentage of the company too.
And he thinks that once we get into distribution, like our head of sales who's going to be at our event, Jackie Cohen. Jackie's been in the business for 15 years. She's the head of sales. Fun fact, like women in sales in spirits brands crush. Because think of their customers. Our owners, liquor distributors, most of them are men. Women in this business do really well. Jackie's a star. She's already got 80 customers that have tasted the juice, like some samples she's provided. They're like, as soon as it hits the dock, we'll buy it.
That's
So,
fucking sweet, dude.
and we're going to launch in California, which is the largest tequila market in the world. We could build $1 billion brand and never leave the state of California. That's how big the tequila market is there.
Yeah, well, yeah, it makes sense. Like, my mom's pretty big in the tech world, and she's always like, "Oh, I have to drink all this tequila every time I hang out with these guys at these events." Like, she's always
Right.
like she's not that she hates tequila, but she like doesn't love it. But she like drinks it with them because like people like to be like, "Oh, I'll take this tequila bar," and then like I just thought that was a weird little tech thing that people did. And then we go hang out with like you and Rob, and you guys are all over tequila too. And I'm like, I guess it's just like what people do, like rich people
It
drink
is.
tequila, I guess. Which I always
tequila or bourbons. A lot of folks are into bourbons too. Tequila, bourbons, whiskeys, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I always thought like I was like my tequila days are past me, but now it's like they're almost just starting up.
They're coming right back.
It was a false peak, you know.
It's like a field
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot more sophisticated spending time with us, Gavin.
Hell yeah.
Your palate's just gonna start going up.
Like, you gotta switch it around. I'm like, this is like
because I can't do it. Like I think we're the same way. Drinking hard liquor straight is like maybe one of the least favorite things for me to do in the entire world.
agreed.
I'm like it just nothing about it seems enjoyable, and I don't know. Like they always say, you'll age into it, but it's just so harsh and like tough. And
I didn't get into it till I was older. Honestly, I didn't get into it till I was older. And in order to drink, and you got to drink good stuff too. You got to drink good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think like I guess tequila would be if I'm drinking something straight, it would be tequila. But it's almost like asking me like, where would you like to get shot with a gun? Like that's almost like
maybe like my arm.
I was like, I guess like graze my shoulder if you can. Like
right.
Yeah. But
that's hysterical.
Like, yeah. But yeah, I guess before we get off the rate, like the startup thing, I'm curious, what is like the number one reason you think a startup fails? If you've seen a bunch fail already.
Founder quits. Founder just gets tired. In most cases, it's not because they run out of money. It's because the founder just gets up one day and says, I don't want to do this anymore. This is too hard. It just takes a different type of person to work for yourself and to run a company. You guys are doing it, you know. Like there is days when it's a tremendous amount of fun and you get customers and you get paid and it's great. There are days when like you lose a customer or you don't get that account you thought you were going to get. And you guys know this. If you don't get up and do it, nobody gets paid. Like it is very different. Like I'm going to California with you dudes next week, but I'm very cognizant of the fact that I'm not going to do a lot else other than the pitch lift next week. And that's going to hurt me from a financial perspective. I'm not going to be looking at clients. I'm not going to be doing client work. Like when I don't work, I don't get paid. That's just it. And that is a very humbling feeling. And it's not for everybody. You know, there's a phrase I use a lot. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but what I would argue is most people are wantrepreneurs. They want to be an entrepreneur, but they don't have the balls to do it. They don't have the tenacity to do it because it's an everyday fucking grind. It just is. No 2 days are the same, which is the best thing about it. But no 2 days are the same. It's also the most frustrating thing about it. And sometimes when you're an entrepreneur and you're like, I crushed yesterday and today sucks. I just don't like that. That's hard. And sometimes founders just go, I'm not cut out for this. And that happens more often than you think.
The volatility of it is definitely something that the average person probably can't handle. Like you said, the ups and downs, they swing so fast. Like you said, one day and 24 hours later, it could be the best day to the worst day within 24 hours.
You guys know, like you don't know what you're going to make.
Wake up, it's awful.
Yeah, no,
you guys don't know what you're going to make in 1 month and the next month, and it's hard to predict. And
it's
like my wife says to me,
it's never been even close to the same.
And my wife says to me, you know, what are you going to do this year? I go, I don't know. And just because I was successful last year and crushed doesn't mean this year is going to be successful. Like it's the weirdest thing.
It is, yeah. I like that term, entrepreneur. There's one that I remember I heard from. It was a mental masturbator, and it's all about how there's all this info online on like TikTok and YouTube, but you can learn about all these side hustles and these start a vibe code SaaS product or do drop shipping, and people there's a huge market because obviously it makes sense. These videos have like sometimes millions of views. You think there's millions of entrepreneurs watching that? Like, no, people are just like learning something for no reason. They're just learning it. They just want to learn it so they can talk about doing it and never actually do it.
And then they get into it and they realize, oh, like we talk about content a lot. The us and Rob, you know how you get good at content? By fucking doing it, by posting over and like everyone's like someone said to me yesterday, wow, your content's getting a lot better. I go, I hope so. They go, what do you mean? I go, I've been posting 8 times a day for the last 2 years. Like of course, I hope if my content's not better, I should be doing something else. But I'm still learning. Like I still think I'm a novice at this, and I'm constantly pinging you for tips on editing and what should I use, and we're going back and forth on new tools. Like it's hard, and everybody sees what Rob and I do, and they're like, you have so much fun, and you guys are always laughing, and it's you guys just must do nothing but hang out and drink tequila. I'm like, nothing could be farther from the truth. I don't think you understand how hard we work and how many hours we put in, and I work more hours today. Like when I was a corporate cuck for Comcast, I had 200 people working for me. I ran a $500 million business unit. I work harder today for myself with like a couple of interns than I ever worked in my corporate days. I probably work 60, 70 hours a week right now. Easily.
Yeah, I'd agree with probably the same here. And
it doesn't stop.
Is every
It doesn't
hour...
stop, Chris. It just doesn't stop.
If you look at your phone, you're oh well, here's my email and I'm responding to this, or even just what about the like? It's impossible to turn your brain off from it too. When you clock out of a job when you're working for someone else, it is a hell of a lot easier to just like pause the work and while you're off. But I feel like it just even if you're not physically working, you are mentally working constantly.
You guys, so it's Saturday. It's noon on a Saturday. You're my 4th call of the day. And it's fucking Saturday. I did 2 calls with Rob, call with you guys, call with Nash and Barat, who are building the platform for Pitch Lift. I had fucking 9 texts from the Help Bank boys from Britain this morning. Like, it's noon, and I feel like I've worked a full day already. It's insane. And it's not a complaint. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
Like, we got a major thing happening this week. We got to make sure it goes well. We just do.
Yeah. That's what I mean. You can't really set yourself to be like, oh, I'm just going to work during this hours and not work after. It's like, that's just not possible.
I do calls at 11 o'clock at night with Singapore and Australia. My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I have a call going with Vietnam right now. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the most annoying parts too, when you're like, oh, why do I get it on the phone at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 9, like you said, 11? But it's like, well, it's for some people, it's the only opportunity to get a hold of you. So,
but the flip side, Chris, is like during the week, I got a routine. I'm in the gym from 7 to 9, Monday through Friday. Like, I will not do a call before 10 a.m. on a weekday. And everyone's like, can we do a call at 9? I'm like, no. They're like, why? I'm like, I'm in the gym. They're like, no, really? I'm like, no, I'm in the gym from 7 to 9. I don't miss that for anybody.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's a non-negotiable for me. And so, but in my corporate days, I couldn't say, fuck you, I don't do meetings before 10 a.m., but now I can. So the flexibility of my schedule, if at 4 p.m, the 3 of us want to go grab beers, we just go grab beers. We don't ask anybody. We just go do it. Oh, and we film content along the way. But that's a huge freedom.
That is, yeah, you get strapped into the, like, you could have to do something at night that you don't want to do, but at the same time, at 2 o'clock, if you want to go do something, you have the luxury to go do it. And I think that's a great trade-off, because it comes in waves, though. It's like you get stuck doing some bullshit when you don't want to do it, but at the same time, you get to do whatever you want and, when you want to do it. If the,
I'm having more fun than I've ever had in my life, that's for sure. Like, seriously, like what we're going to do next week is going to be immensely important to my business. But I also get to do it with people I give a shit about. And my wife's going to be there, my best friend in the world. I'm like, I don't know, man. Is there any other things I'd rather be doing right now than hanging out with people I give a shit about and helping founders? I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
That's true, yeah.
I'm so excited for that. I never thought that I'd be going to California for my first time and be able to call it business, but it doesn't feel like business because we're going like we are honored to be able to come and help you guys with something like that.
It's awesome. You guys are friends. It wouldn't make sense if you weren't there to help us with our biggest event ever. And by the way, I think we're up to 16 people for Bucket List. I talked to 3 founders yesterday that I saw registered that were like, oh, and I talked to the head of investment from Techstars in Columbus is coming out. she's bringing all the people from Techstars, and they're coming to Pitch Lift. But I'm like, what are you doing Wednesday night? You should come to Bucket List. She's like, oh, great, awesome, I'm coming.
Let's go. Because I don't know if Rob mention his idea of saying the best pitch at Bucket List like gets into the finals on the next.
He did. He sent that to the Help Bank team this morning. I just shot him a text going, please don't make my life more complicated. What are you doing?
He was saying something like before that. That was his second idea. The other idea was you get like the fast pass if you go to Bucket List.
I think that's easy because it's easy to. It doesn't cost us anything, and we can do it right there and go, here's the registration, click that link, fill out a fast pass, you're in. But like I said, Rob, like now on the night of the event, we got 300 people. We got to find the fucking person from Bucket List, make sure they get in the finals. We have to film them in the elevator. I'm like, that just is kind of a logistical
added steps.
It's just an added step.
That's not yet. Obviously, you guys decide what you want to do. I just know that we have a 75-person capacity.
Okay.
And we would just like, it would be nice to be at around 40 because there's a minimum for drinks. So
what's the minimum we got to spend, Chris?
Oh, we don't. If we have over 40 people, we don't have to spend a dime.
Really?
We got the venue. It's already taken care of. So, but if we show up with like 35 people, then we have to buy one drink ticket per person. But if there's over 40, there's no minimum. They're just assuming enough people will drink to make it worth it for them.
Got it. All right, so we got to get from 16 to 40 between now and Wednesday, right?
Which
I think we'll be okay, but we should be okay. I'm
pretty optimistic on it, I guess. If you do introduce some kind of like kicker, like, oh, you get the fast pass if you show up.
Got it. Yeah.
And also, if you have 200, how many people? 260?
Right now we have 272 registered.
72. Yeah. So if you send out like even like a few days before that, like say Monday, sending out like a text or an email that everyone's invited, I feel like we'd probably get an additional 20 people out of the 270.
Easily.
Yeah, I would agree.
Want to go? We don't need 75.
Too. No, we want to get to. I was going to ask you that. What do we want to get to? You want to get 40 is a good number.
And we're at 16, so we only need 24 more people, and we don't have to pay any minimums. And we already have people that will pitch. At that point, like we're in a decent spot right now, so the overflow should work fine.
Did Rob already go down the road of last time we did this? The volume sucked. We didn't have good audio. I'm like, shut up. It was fine.
It was. So this one is. I think it'll be fine too. I don't think we need anything. But if like, I don't know if we were to do anything at all, it would be a small speaker and one plugged into one microphone for like, that, like just to announce somebody. I don't think it's even really needed, but. Or for the person that's pitching, and then you guys just speak. I guess the only.
But you want to use the fobs that we usually use to put it to the phones and stuff.
We'll do that for the video.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Just for speaking to the audience. Say we had 75 people. It's outdoors. Which I mean,
it's outdoors.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's under it's at like a beer garden, and they have an outside thing. I'll send you. I'll send you a link to the photos.
Chris, do you want me to bring my tripod, the one that stands up?
Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think we should bring. I mean, Dom will probably have some stuff too, but I would say bring it. So we have. I think we used. Yeah. We used the Key to the Maze guys.
The thing that which turns into a selfie stick and the tripod, and okay.
I would bring whatever you got. Mine as well. We could use. I'll bring this, and then we could use it for a bunch of different things too. So.
You want these too, right? You want these too, right? Those things. Okay,
that's more important in my opinion because we want to be able to get like the content we clip up from this is more important than
So what we can do too, since if you have the mics and we're recording, we have the DJI now, and so does Dom. We can do 2 angles and set up mics in different spots.
That's what I'm thinking, Chris. I mean, we just put the mic fobs right on the table or whatever.
Well, yeah, it's nice. We have DJI. Dom has 2. So it can all sync to one. They can all sync like together.
Yeah, so you have 3 mics.
That'd be sick.
You can sync DJI cameras too, so they're filming.
Perfect. Yeah, so we'll be able to
on the same audio track.
We'll be able to get
video files
better. It'll be more organized and better set up than the last time we did it, just based off having the 2 cameras we have now.
No problem. I'll make sure I bring my gear back.
And then then anything extra doesn't hurt. But so yeah, we only need 24 more people to meet the minimum.
Okay.
And we don't need more than that. I mean, 40 people is more than
40
we've
people,
had.
I think, be a great event, man. Like, yeah, once you get to like 70, 80 people,
We've
everyone's
never
like,
had
I
that.
want to go. I want to go. You're like, we can only do like 3 or 4 of these. We can't do 25
Yeah,
pitches. This isn't the pitch lift.
the maximum we would do if we made it more like a preparation. If people from pitch lift are like, if the majority of the people that are coming are, which I'm assuming it's going to be, they have what 30 seconds, right, to go up in their pitch.
Yeah, when we do pitch lift,
So-
it's 30 seconds. Yeah.
So the reason why I'd want potentially, I'll look into it to see how easy it is to like get a microphone and a small speaker there.
Okay.
But I have to cut these people off at 30 seconds because I don't like if you let them talk too long.
Oh, remember when we did bucket list last time? That one guy went for like 10 and a half minutes. Robin, like,
And
you
it's
just
hard
shut
to
the
cut
fuck
them
up.
off because there's no like specific time and there's no timer and it's like they just keep rambling. So I want to make it very clear because obviously if you cut it at 30 seconds and then I got to cut you guys off too. At like 4 or 5 minutes, and then we can
set
get
a button to turn it off. Honestly, you just get shock collars. I think
Stun guns.
Dude, I think the best part
That'd
about
be
this
awesome.
is we'll just get loose. We'll get content. Like
it's like a good precursor, I
Yeah.
think.
I think it's great, man. I think it's us in the wild, and the help bank team. We have the whole help bank team coming to it.
It's awesome.
yeah.
So,
We told them,
yeah,
you're like,
no,
you guys
I'm
have to come
looking
see
into-
this.
I'm looking into the mic just to maybe control you guys a little more and shut you up
You have a
when
mic,
needed.
actually.
But
I like it.
yeah, I mean, we have to need a speaker and a mic, which again I don't think would be too difficult to find out there, because we don't need like a whole sound system and like 6 speakers and 5 microphones and lights and and all that stuff. So, but
Chris, I have because we're going to use it for pitch lift. I have a Beats speaker. It's one of those boost ones. It's like this big. We're going to use it for pitch lift to show the videos. It's
You're already bringing
Bluetooth.
it.
I'm already bringing it. It's already in California.
Okay, so yeah, we can take that and
You would just need a mic.
Yeah, that's fine. We could find a mic.
Okay.
That would
As
would
long as
work.
it's Bluetooth that
Just,
you
it
connect,
gives
yeah.
it a little more like a little umph when you're announcing somebody and makes maybe feel. And then when they pitch, they can speak into it.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Or I can just
Yeah.
turn it off when the 30 seconds hits. The mic just goes out.
yeah,
But,
we have one
yeah,
mic. It's like you introduce them. You hand
If
them
you
the
look
mic.
at the, if you look at,
Yeah, when
If
30
you look at
seconds
the
are up,
chat-
All right, give me this shit back.
and then you guys do your roast and constructive
Yeah.
criticism, and then when like 4 minutes hits, I shut you guys up, introduce the next person, and I think we can get, if we do it, if we are on a tight schedule like that, we can probably get 10 to 15 people to go because we have 2.5 hours. That includes like setting up pretty much and like breaking down, which we don't have anything to really set up, which is nice. But I figure a half hour for people to, find their spot, roll in if people are late, get drinks, and then we do the pitch event for like an hour to an hour and a half, and that leaves like a half hour at the end for everybody to talk to whoever they want to talk to.
Chris,
Yeah.
in the chat, I put a link. If you
In
see
the
this chat, in the chat for Riverside, that's what I have. The red Beats pill.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I mean that's
Perfectly
good.
fine. We don't need to like. It's not like we're like. It's like a fucking concert. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if again, we're also only expecting there's only 40
It's
people.
not like a
Yeah,
fucking Van Halen concert. We got the big
Yeah.
Marshall stacks behind us.
Yeah, but yeah, we need to get like fireworks and smoke machines and
Fog machine coming in.
yeah.
That's good. That'll be great.
Okay.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, I already
This is
have
gonna
that
be
there.
a legendary trip. I'm like so excited to see like this pitch lift shit and in live form. So it's gonna be sick.
It's awesome, man. What are you guys doing today?
Probably just drinking some beers outside, just being dudes.
Normal day, no big deal.
Dude shit. Yeah, we'll probably like do a little bit of memeage stuff after this call. Eat some lunch, drink some beers.
That's it.
Why not,
I
man?
love it.
Why not have a day? You know.
I gotta go start packing. I gotta put shit to. My wife's like, she's like, "Can you start putting your shit together, please?" I'm like, "Okay."
Oh yeah. I like, yeah. Like my mom was asking me like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna pack up?" I'm like, "It's only 3 days." Like, I was like not thinking about the RV thing when she asked me, and she was like,
Right.
"You're gonna be going in an RV for like a month. Like you need to pack a lot of clothes." I was like, all right.
She's like, "You're like, oh yeah, right, great,
I was
awesome."
like, I was like, I knew that. I just forgot in this one moment. I slipped up. and
When do you
forgot.
guys get in? Tuesday,
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Like Wednesday
we get
morning.
Wednesday morning. Okay, cool. All right, boys. Thanks for doing this with me.
Dude, hell yeah, let's do it
This is
again. This
great.
was awesome. I feel like we actually learned a lot about the whole investing in startup shit and made it a little more clear about why people invest money in startups, because it really blows my mind when you see like how do these companies raise this money, but they're basically just kind of fucking gambling and spreading them all over the place.
That's it, man. That's it. Well, I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
All right,
Sounds
hell
good.
yeah, dude.
Have a safe flight if we don't talk before.
All right, boys. Peace.
See you, man.